Welcome everybody to the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett Spoilercast. Hopefully, Skype hasn't done what it did last week and changed my settings for my microphone. I would apologize for that. Everyone being like, "How get a microphone?" So I do. Funny enough, like listen to anything else we do, I might have sounded very different because, but new headphones have a mic built in, and I connected them, and Skype was like, "Aha, new device," and it's like, "No, don't change my stuff without me wanting you to change my stuff, please." Hopefully now it's all sorted and it works.
Very inconsiderate of to do that.
Yeah, I didn't like. The worst bit is I checked. I looked at the settings before we recorded, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. It's got the headphones on there. That's fine." I made the fundamental mistake of looking at the wrong thing. So yeah, I apologize for that one. Hopefully it's not the same now. I'm too lazy to stop this recording and actually check it. The settings says the microphone, so hopefully it works.
All it does is build continuity now. It's
more, yeah,
more in brand now. If it is.
So my little Rode NT is hopefully picking everything up. But I'm Mitch. You can follow me on Twitter at 692tweets. I've changed my Twitter account.
I was waiting for you to say
that. I just got bored of that one. No.
It keeps your mind fresh. You sound bored when you were saying it.
So I feel like I had an expectation with that other account. And it's like I'm not tweeting what people want me to tweet, and it's like I don't give a crap to tweet what they want me to tweet. It's like I'm gonna change. If people care and they want to follow me over to 692 tweets, then that's perfectly fine. No.
It's fun.
Also, I found it funny. I was like, I'm gonna wait till New Year's and do literally a New Year, new me.
They're gonna change it every year or something like that.
Nah. I'm not the sort of person to have 1,001 different emails. No.
Funny. So yeah, I have his Twitter account, but I don't do anything.
Yes. I also spent a good week and a half trying to, because the account's actually 4 years old at this point. I made it in 2017, but you can't get your password back on Twitter without knowing your username. So I spent a week and a half trying to figure out how to get back into that account.
I have that problem.
And so I got that done. So new account, same me, and of course I'm joined by Sean.
Okay. I still have the same old Instagram account, Marvin the Martian _12. Nothing's changed. All right, thank you. Oh yeah, no kids. Sorry, there has been change.
Do you know what? I thought it was quiet.
Nice and quiet. Yeah. I don't have any in the comments saying stop. Get those kids to stop talking.
Yeah. It's like, okay, you can try that. Yeah. You try and get a kid to shush.
Sounds like you don't have kids, buddy. Why don't you? Anyways.
So I get it, but at the same time, it's like, if it's not distracting me, then it shouldn't distract anyone else, because I've got the attention span of a gnat.
Yeah.
Or a mosquito, yeah. So yeah.
True.
No. But yeah, I didn't realize that changing my Twitter would actually completely fundamentally change how I introduce a show. I don't have my Mitch 692 little 692 go anymore. It's like, oh no. Deer in a headlight situation. How do I start?
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, Book of Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett, or Mandalorian 2.5. I don't really know how to begin, because
begin at the beginning, like him in the Starlight Pit.
I mean,
you gotta realize the first episodes of anything have this unique.
It's you have to set everything up. I just feel it was the Solo situation, right? Yeah. I think that's probably my main complaint about this. I don't need to know that he got out of the Sarlacc pit when we've already had this character for several episodes.
Yeah.
If you wanted to show that, you probably should have shown that in Mandalorian. I'm not here for him crawling out of a giant sand vagina. I'm here for Boba Fett being the new Jabba the Hutt. That's the stuff I'm interested in, right? And I appreciate that Actually, no. I'm gonna scrap that sense entirely. What I was going to go. 'Cause I just realized, the show starts and ends with that. Like, it was too much of for me anyway, the boring stuff, and the stuff I was I was interested in, to make it good English, wasn't that interesting enough for me.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where the show goes, because I believe there is an idea there, and the people behind like the Disney Plus Star Wars shows I trust. So I'm like, you know what, you've got an idea on where you want to go.
yeah.
I can let you off on the first episode because it's the first episode, but it's like, it wasn't. You did better with a character that looks like Boba Fett and was originally supposed to be Boba Fett than you did with Boba Fett. I don't. It's just this weird. Like, I'm not entirely sure how we got here, but like, you did better with Mando than you did with Boba Fett. It's a bit.
I personally liked it. It was sort of like him.
I can't say I didn't. I didn't enjoy it. I did. It's just like.
It was like a watching a guy wing it and learn how to do something for the first time. Like.
I also think I had this expectation from, like, because it's Robert Rodriguez, isn't it, doing it? Yeah. I had this expectation of it. It's just kind of like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. I know, being the guy, it's like, don't expect anything, you won't get disappointed. It's like, I kind of expected something.
Expected El Mariachi to show up, with his guitar case bazooka.
I expected fine art from this Boba Fett in the Sands show.
I think every first episode has that unglorified position to kind of set up the tone and like where it, like the character. This is no different. I think once you get into the season, it's going to be a little bit more of like what you've seen in those episodes of Mandalorian. I'm on the other side of the fence. I enjoyed the Sarlacc pit thing, just for the simple fact that you see how long it takes for a person to digest in the belly of that beast. Like that horse.
Yeah. And I'm not to be like entirely down there. I will give it its due. This show is very well shot. That Sarlacc pit scene was like, you felt claustrophobic and like squeezed into this giant.
You feel really bad for that poor stormtrooper, and it's like that guy.
Yeah, he's been in there for a while. Like,
yeah, like you're thinking, like, when did this happen? Because I've never seen a stormtrooper in the original trilogy come anywhere near this. And
well, no, doesn't one get knocked in? Aren't there stormtroopers on the barge? I haven't seen the originals.
I'm actually planning on rewatching the trilogy tonight, and I can tell you 3 days, but like,
I just can't remember if it was like there or not. I'm not.
Well, I mean, I think there was like a little line of dialogue to explain how long it takes for someone or something to digest in the belly of the beast, of the Sarlacc. Yeah. It just kind of, I feel like you have to extrapolate that this guy's been there for a while, and like, I'm sure he has probably suffered for a long, long time, and it's just, it was just interesting to see like that image of like the half decayed the acid of the belly just slowly eating away at the armor, and that poor guy that must have been suffering for
a good while. Probably passed out and died from the pain. No.
Yeah, I mean, at that point I would just try to kill myself, because it's like you're guaranteed to have a slow, agonizing death, and like, and it gave us the opportunity to see where the scars came from, or how
scars,
with Boba, and like it kind of sets up the Bacta. I can never. I'm probably saying that wrong. Bacta tank, that he uses.
Oh, the Bacta tank.
Yeah,
I think it's Bacta.
Bacta. Well, we'll be.
Someone's gonna be like,
you guys are so stupid. You should not be. But I think that those first episodes always had that unglorified job of setting up the show, and like it kind of suffers sometimes, but like, praise the Lord, there's not a second episode, so you're gonna get at least a full 6 weeks of Boba,
Yeah, I think it's 6 or 8. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I'm interested to. I mean, really not a lot I can say about the first episode. I mean, I can, but like
no, because it's just a setup. No.
it's very slim, and it's very just like set up the premise of the show. But like it's gonna get interesting as we go along when we talk about this from week to week. But like I love the whole dynamic between him and Finnick. You know, like did it show? I cannot remember. I've seen this twice or a couple times, but like, did they ever show the him killing Bib Fortuna? Bib.
I know you saw Bib at the end of Mandalorian with the tease.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you see him kill him or not. I haven't seen Mandalorian since that. I've only seen the season 2 once actually, so I haven't seen it since it came out. Right.
But yeah, you're. I
think you see him die.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't remember.
I mean,
I assume with the show being like, hey, here's how we got out of the giant sandpit. Like, just in case you forgot, he killed Bob Fortuna here.
Yeah.
Not Bib Fortuna.
But I think the highlight of the show is like just the way it's filmed. You know, it looks gorgeous.
I say it looks fantastic.
You can tell that they put the studio put money behind these. I don't think the aesthetic of that is going to go away, because sometimes it does go away.
I will say, actually, just the look of it, this might have been the first episode I've actually clocked the fact that they're standing in front of a giant screen. Yeah. It's during the flashback where he's walking in, he's chained up with like the little is it the sand person, the people that he's with in this? He's being dragged along by the Tusken Raider.
No, that was a Rodan or a Greedo guy.
No, but they're being dragged along by a Tusken Raider, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, like they come like over the top of a dune or something, and they're walking forward, and you can really, or at least I really, like, it stuck out like a sore thumb that there's a screen and they're literally just walking on a sandbar. It's the only time I've ever clocked it, and like.
Yeah,
I was just I don't know if it was the angle of the shot or what. It just looked off. I don't know. Like, it was weird.
I think it was the angle of the shot, because I did get that too.
It wasn't like, you know, the background glitches or something, but it looked more like a traditional green, a bit like the car chasing Hawkeye, where you could tell the background wasn't quite there or something like it was.
But I think the other highlight of the show is like it definitely shows where so when Jabba was running the syndicate, it was like feared and revered, but then you kind of see where that syndicate was after he died, because like if you get when they were doing the tributes and stuff like that, the guy that was from the mayor of the city was just trying to play him. You know, like and you kind of get a feel of like what Boba has inherited. You know, he kind of inherited a joke at this point. You know, like, because Bib Fortuna probably did not do a good job of striking fear in people's hearts.
No,
I mean, if you got like a Weasley-looking guy trying to play, you know, like, you know, basically saying, "Oh, we'll give you a tribute, but where's ours?"
Yeah,
you know, you would never get that with Jabba. Jabba would just drop that guy in the pit and let that.
Yeah, you've got someone trying to play Jabba the Hutt. Like, Bib's like, I only know how Jabba did it, so like, I'm just gonna try and copy what Jabba did, but I'm obviously not as imposing, as intimidating as Jabba. Yeah. So like, it's all just gonna slowly crumble around it.
But you can kind of see how far that syndicate has fallen, you know, because like you got, you know, that would never fly with Jabba in the seat, you know, but then you got like, but now like I think it's going to be interesting to see how he runs it, because he says he runs it with respect instead of fear.
Yeah, I find it. I don't know why I wasn't. Like, obviously, Boba Fett was never the best character. Like, he never had the greatest character arc in the original movie. But like, he never kind of like strikes you as this sort of a person.
Well, I think the thing was like I think Mando, the season that Mando had him reintroduced was kind of like, it was almost like introducing a new character versus like reintroducing.
Yeah. It feels like it feels like a new character, but at the same time, like Boba Fett's such a blank slate.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
why couldn't he be? Like, I think it's purely down to the whole bounty hunter. Like, oh, you're not supposed to like this guy. Like,
well,
look what he's done to Solo, sort of aesthetic, and
yeah. Well, I think, I mean, before the Mando series, it was just like, I always equate Boba Fett as a walking, talking suit. You know,
yeah, he's an
like,
action figure.
There was like literally no character. Nope. I
Yeah.
guarantee the people that had revered this character for a long time and loved this character could give me one moment to tell me what type of a character this guy was, because
Well, those people would always go to the EU, and like fair enough, they'll always go to like the old canon. Like, unfortunately, that's not there. But.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess you could do that, but then like you got to realize like some of this is only being cherry picked from that. They're not.
Oh yeah.
Verbatim. So like it Boba Fett is essentially a new character, anyways.
Yeah,
and like it'll be interesting to see how they develop him as a character.
Yeah. So that's the interesting part for me is like I want to see where they're actually taking.
Yeah.
Boba Fett now is like.
And I think people will enjoy the end result of the show for the most part, because it kind of like it kind of gives like Boba a new status quo in the Star Wars universe. Like, I
mean, I'd say he's got that right now. Like.
Yeah, but I mean, by the end of it, it's pretty solidified as this. Like, I think by the end of the series, it'll like, this will resemble something from the expanded universe that was pretty popular, almost for the same reasons that was Boba Fett was.
Interesting.
So, yeah, like I think by the end of the season, you're gonna see Boba get a handle of how this works, and then you're gonna see it. Like, you're gonna see like, yeah, it almost is like,
I say there's been there's been some like leaks and rumors about what exactly is going to be going on with this. I don't want to like say exactly what they are, but like if those are true and this is the direction it goes in, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to be like, I don't want that to be my Mephisto and then get attached or not end up being like, oh, boner. I don't want to be like those people.
Sidebar. I love that analogy, by the way. I love that Mephisto.
Yeah, I tell you what, Mephisto's never been this popular, and I find it hilarious. It's completely outside of the comics. Like, he's just part of the zeitgeist now.
I was gonna say, I think I love just the aspect of like everybody using the Mephisto as like not as a character, but as a like almost a cliche, or like.
He's become an allegory, and he's transcended himself as a character, and he's not even a character now. He's just he's a verb or a noun. He's a
save the cat moment. Like, he's just he's gonna be in like writing class from here on in. Like, don't do a Mephisto or do a Mephisto. But yeah, back to the show. It's like I think it's hard to talk about the episode 1 as like, because nothing really happens.
No, it's a setup. It's called that Tatooine has like sand ninjas. No, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, cool. These exist. Like,
I mean,
also, I will have to say, Boba Fett is dumb as a bag of rocks. Right? Look. Him and Fennec are surrounded by energy shields, and he fires a missile off. Like, what are you doing?
It's true.
Really?
Look, give him some slack. He just came out of the belly of a
I mean, he hasn't just come out of it. Like, he's been a while.
But yeah,
he's 2 foot away from the damn thing, and then he's like, "I need to get back to my tank." It's just like, come on, Bobby, but we all know you're better than this.
If I do have one criticism, and it's just a criticism, because it's like there is kind of a disconnect from the character that was introduced in Mando to now.
Really?
A little bit. There's a little bit, because the Boba Fett in the Mando series, I don't think would have fired a missile.
Yeah, I did that. I should have figured that's where you're going with it. Yeah, that really just stuck out to me as like,
but,
you just
but I
like
wait.
at least fire the like. Did he have the jetpack one on at that point?
Yes, he did.
It's like just do that. Fire the one that goes up. Don't
I
aim in front
would
of.
equate that to a reaction to a situation versus like a calm, cool, collective decision making.
It's like it felt like an old man making a goof.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like
did just wake up from back to sleep, like
which
I'm
I really like the whole Bacta tank angle.
Yeah, I mean, I love just the use of it because it kind of calls back to like the Empire Strikes Back, the Luke in the Bacta tank, and then it also calls back to the Vader thing, of him using Bacta to, it just kind of solidifies that there is a because like by the end of the series there will be a cosmetic change in the character.
Am I gonna have to cut this out?
Oh no, I don't know. I mean
sure?
that it's not as look. It's think about it though. It's not a huge guess that he's not.
I mean, in fairness, I will give you every Disney Plus series so far has had a costume change at the end.
Well, no, not a cosmetic change in the terms of him, the suit. It's gonna be
say no more. Say no more.
It's the scars. The scars are gonna be done eventually. So like it. I mean, it's not a huge mystery. Like when you use Bacta in something, it kind of it's a healing tank, right? So like eventually he will be healed, and like he will be to full strength, and like
I mean that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, it's not a huge like, oh my god, if I see
right. Well, I'm gonna leave that in. Right.
I do see that.
I expect to not hear any or see any messages saying delete that, please.
I will be. Yeah, it will be funny to see it in a headline though, because I guarantee you in the comics it's like no duh is going to be somewhere in the.
I mean, probably, but I am just purely like I'm not a hard like I'm not into Star Wars like the hardcore lot are. So like I vaguely know what a Bacta tank is for. From in my like we've never really seen it like in the mainstream stuff. So it's like I don't know if it's permanent or not. Part of me is kind of like I like the idea of it not being permanent and it has to be this thing he has to keep going back to. I find that it makes him like it brings Boba Fett down a peg. Well, he's not this hardcore bounty hunter that can do no wrong. It's like admittedly he wasn't that originally because he got taken out by Blanco, but it gives him this vulnerability level. Like I can't.
But like it's not to say that the series is going to have those consequences throughout the show. It's just by the end of the series, you're going to get like it always happens in all these shows. It's like by the end of the series, he gets kind of back, he gets a power up or something like that. There's something that
there is a change.
Yeah, so like it's not a huge gimme if you know Star Wars that this is going to happen. But like
that's fair.
But like I do like I also like that aspect of the show is like it's kind of a ticking time clock for him. Like he can't like he can't always depend on being out, but like you can't do that in season 2. So I don't know. I think the goal of the show is to kind of again,
it's kind of like the Homecoming trilogy or the Home trilogy as it's been referred to. It's to get him to a place.
Yeah, a certain point, and then like I as far as the suit, I like what they did with the suit. I like that better than what the original suit was, to be honest with you.
I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's a combination of the black and it being just like that clean matte look with the armor. I adore. I'm a sucker for matte. You put anything matte, I will literally bend over backwards. I don't.
100%. I don't like anything shiny. It distracts me. Like I'm like a dog.
Obviously, like you can get away with a little bit like gloss, like as long as it's like gloss and matte. Like I like
the combination, but like if you put a shine on every part of the thing, it just distracts.
It's too much. Yeah.
I'm like a dog, so like a little bit of shine, I start. Well, okay.
Yeah. I say that
like,
the satin look that like the Mando Beskar armor has, like obviously like that's a bit more shiny, but it's not like chrome shiny.
Yeah.
It's got that weird like satin look to it, like reflective satin sort of going on.
I like that. The Mando has like the brushed steel, like
that's what I was looking for, brushed steel. Yeah.
Look, and then with the Boba look, I'm 100% with you. I love matte finish. I love the fact that it's so dull. Like my first car, I had gotten a '69 Roadrunner, and it had like this shiny orange color. I took that off and made it a matte black. It like fundamentally changed what the car looked like.
Yeah.
And I just love the look of like, because I always equate shiny with brand new, and like
shiny, like to me, shiny for me anyway is either brand new or cheap.
Yeah, cheap, yeah. But I do like it works with the Stormtrooper look, because it's supposed to be unified or uniform.
It's also white. No.
Yeah.
Like, shiny white helps to emphasize the
whiteness, yeah. But I think it's like it's a uniform, brand new look. Like they probably spit shine those things after a battle. I don't know, but like I think with Boba, I think the look at the end, the new look that kind of signifies that this is a new character. And like I just adore that you don't see a shine off the armor. It's like very dull. And
it also helps the colors they got, like that green and that red really pop.
Oh yeah.
When it's matte, it's just like that looks nice.
I don't know. I'm 100% on board with you on that, and like there's just something about the matte finish that kind of like goes, I love that look, man. Like almost on anything.
It's like his original look with like the cream undersuit, like it's fine. Yeah. I was never one of these like Boba Fett looked cool as a kid. I was never obsessed with that look. It's just like, and I think it might have legitimately been the cream undersuit throwing me off all these years. It's just like, something's not quite there. It's like back a bit of black on it. Yes.
I equated the Empire Jedi look as like a guy that just kind of piecemealed things together,
he looked very like odds and sods.
Like he went to a thrift store in the galaxy and just started buying stuff off the shelf. But this guy, he looks the black baggy pants with the armor. It almost signifies as like kind of new. This is a new person. This is a new look. This is the new.
It makes him look older and wiser.
Yeah.
It's the whole the blacks of robes, is the old like monkey robes. He's not literally monkey robes, but like monk
and it works against the desert backdrop too. Like you don't get.
I think it makes him stand out more.
Yeah, and like because I felt like when you see him in the cream color jumpsuit with the armor, it almost blends together, and he like I don't know, it just never really worked for me. I liked it. He looked really cool as a character, but there's just I think the addition of the black made it a lot better, and then the different paint job on the armor, like it just kind of worked, for me.
Nah, I agree. I adore how he looks now. I think it's great. Apart from the I can't think of where, like the Clash of the Titans, Street Fighter, Tekken guy. Star Wars has this thing, right, of not only sand planets, but of having to murder the crap out of random creatures minding their own business. It's like it just has to happen. Okay.
I love the fact that it like that monster for it reminded me of Goro from Mortal Kombat.
I'd say it's a cross between Goro and like something Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, like Ray Bradbury's like aesthetic of like stop motion animation.
Yeah,
it gave me that feeling, and like you've never really seen. I don't think I've ever seen that type of species before in this, and I think that's what I think it needed something like that, because if he started fighting a crate dragon, it would feel kind of like
Been there, done that.
You know, and like
it just I think it looked weird. Like it's not bad, but I think especially how they come across it, like this thing's like sleeping under the sand. It's just like this doesn't look like a thing that's under the sand.
I mean,
I don't know. It was just weird. It's just weird. And I was like,
yeah. I mean, like you know, I'm sure that guy had a hard time breathing, or maybe he just likes to breathe sand. I don't know. You know, but like
I say it's just like
I liked it. I liked the look of it. You know, I liked the whole fact that it wasn't all CG. You know,
I say because in my head, like, I've only seen this episode once. I need to watch it again. I wanted to today, but I didn't get the time. My memory of it moves like Clash of the Titans, like stop motion. Yeah. I can't remember if it actually did that or not, or if my brain's just associating the two. And
I mean, there was practical involved in there with that creature. It wasn't stop motion, but it was like I think they wanted you to give it gave that feel off, and I think that's what they wanted to give.
Yeah.
When they introduced that character, it's more of like, hey, remember those like old stop motion animation monsters in the Ray Bradbury movies? This because I mean I'm sure Robert Rodriguez has probably loved those movies, you know, and like he probably wanted to do something to kind of pay homage.
Yeah, pay a little bit of homage. Yeah.
You know,
well, if that's the case, then I absolutely got it. So 10 out of 10 on that. I also like how this little Tusken Raider takes credit and as the older one being like, I know it weren't him. Like,
it wasn't the big guy over there. It was like me.
We literally have a clout chaser in the Tusken Raiders, and I love it.
I believe that's the kid, that type of person in the group that just like takes credit for everything, you know. So
I understood that reference.
He saw an opportunity, and he and for his credit, but would just say, yeah, sure.
If I'm not lazy, I will absolutely make that meme, and if not, I expect that meme to be taken and made for me in that group by said person. Fantastic.
But yeah, that's how I equate that little kid. You know, he's just like that guy. You know, he's probably gonna grow up to be a little guy, an adult version of that guy eventually. So.
But he has his charm.
He saw a moment and he ran with it. You know?
I mean, you got to, you know, no one's gonna help you out in this world.
Yep, you know, like and to credit the Boba, he allowed him to have his moment. You know,
it's true. And unless maybe
I'm pretty sure that the elder guy's like, yeah, sure, you did that, okay,
yeah,
okay.
No, I love that moment.
It was great. Yeah, it was adorable.
All right, so overall, it's an okay start. I think we can both agree on that one. It's it's not that. It started off with like it's not nothing to write home about situation, but I think I'm expecting it by the end of the series to be like the big like oh my god moment.
Yeah, and I think eventually you get that moments in the show. I think it's just it's just one of those episodes that you have to set up everything, you know, and like the best part about like 6 episode season or mini series or something like that is like forces the writers to
keep everything tight, and you got to move at a certain pace. Yeah, there's no dilly dallying with filler. No.
Yeah, there's no him going to Mos Eisley for a day and just talking at the bar. You know, it's like it's all after all like from episode 2 on. It's like it's all pretty much like, hey, this is what we're going. You know, this is the so like I think it gets really exciting, and from here on in. So
excellent. Well, so yeah, that's probably gonna. I'm hoping this will be out either tonight, which is Monday. I doubt it will be Monday, to be honest. Hope more than likely going to be Wednesday again, but I'm kind of hoping it'll be Tuesday morning. So it's not going to be too long to wait to see what the next episode brings and where this show. No doubt, episode 2 is like this is what we're going to go with. Like this is the direction this thing goes.
It'll kick into high gear after this.
So thanks for hanging out and listening, and we'll catch you all next week for episode 2. So bye bye.